Welcome to my channel. Before you watch another second, I want you to ask yourself one question. What if the life you dream about is not as far away as you think? What if the only thing standing between you and extraordinary success is the way you think every single day? Stay with me until the end, because the final lesson has the power to completely change the way you make decisions, face challenges, and build your future. Most people spend their lives waiting for the perfect opportunity, but successful people create opportunities through the power of their mindset. They understand that success is never an accident. It is the result of daily habits, disciplined thinking, and consistent action. Today, you are going to discover the powerful thinking habits that successful people use every single day. These lessons are simple, practical, and life-changing. If you don't skip this video and apply these principles in your daily life, you will begin seeing the world differently. You will stop making excuses, stop fearing failure, and start building the future you truly deserve. So remove every distraction, keep your mind open, and let's begin this journey together. The first habit of successful people is thinking about the future instead of living only for today. Most people choose what is easy and comfortable because they only think about the present moment. They want quick rewards, instant success, and immediate results. Successful people understand that real success takes time. They know that every small decision they make today shapes the person they will become tomorrow. Before making any decision, they ask themselves a powerful question. Will this choice move me closer to my goals or further away from them? This simple question changes everything. Instead of wasting hours on activities that bring no value, they invest their time in learning, improving, reading, practicing, and developing useful skills. They understand that success is built one day at a time. Reading 10 pages of a book every day may seem like a small habit, but after 1 year, it becomes thousands of pages of knowledge. Exercising for 30 minutes every day may not change your body overnight, but after several months, it creates incredible strength, better health, and greater confidence. Saving a little money every month may not seem important in the beginning, but over time it creates financial security and peace of mind. Successful people never underestimate the power of small daily actions because they understand that consistency always beats intensity. Many people become discouraged because they do not see immediate progress. They work hard for a few days, expect amazing results, and quit when nothing changes. Successful people think differently. They know that meaningful progress is often invisible in the beginning. Just like a seed grows beneath the ground before becoming a tree, success grows quietly before anyone notices it. That is why they continue working even when nobody is watching. They remain disciplined when motivation disappears because they know discipline creates freedom. They trust the process instead of chasing quick results. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to become stronger. Every difficult day becomes another chance to prove their commitment. They understand that success is not created by one big decision, but by hundreds of small decisions repeated every single day. They choose learning instead of complaining. They choose action instead of excuses. They choose patience instead of frustration. This long-term mindset helps them make wiser decisions in every area of life, including their career, health, finances, relationships, and personal growth. Feels good right now. They ask what will create the best future. That single change in thinking separates successful people from the crowd. Remember, your future is not created by luck. It is created by the choices you make today. Every habit you build, every lesson you learn, every challenge you overcome, and every positive decision you make becomes another step toward the life you truly want. Keep this lesson in your heart, because changing the way you think is the first step toward changing your entire life. The second thinking habit of successful people is focusing on solutions instead of problems. Every person experiences difficulties in life. There will always be obstacles, failures, disappointments, and unexpected situations that test your patience and determination. The difference between successful people and everyone else is not that successful people have fewer problems. The difference is that they refuse to let problems control their thinking. Most people spend hours complaining about what is wrong. They blame circumstances, criticize other people, and waste valuable energy thinking about things they cannot change. The more they complain, the more powerless they become. Successful people take a completely different approach. They accept reality without making excuses, and then they immediately begin searching for a solution. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What can I learn from this experience? What is the next step I should take?" These simple questions shift their focus from frustration to action. They understand that every challenge carries an opportunity for growth if they are willing to look for it. A business failure may teach lessons that create a stronger business in the future. A rejection may open the door to an even better opportunity. A difficult season may build patience, resilience, and wisdom that become valuable later in life. Successful people understand that every problem has something to teach them. They also know that they cannot control everything that happens around them. They cannot control other people's opinions, unexpected events, or mistakes from the past. However, they can always control their attitude, effort, preparation, and response. This mindset gives them confidence even during difficult times because they know their future is shaped more by their reactions than by their circumstances. Another important habit is refusing to waste time on negative thinking. Negative thoughts drain energy, destroy confidence, and make every challenge appear larger than it really is. Successful people replace negative thinking with productive thinking. They train themselves to ask better questions that produce better answers. Instead of saying, "I will never succeed," they ask, "What skill do I need to improve?" Instead of saying, "Everything is against me," they ask, "What opportunity can I create from this situation?" These powerful questions help their minds search for solutions instead of excuses. They also understand that action is always more valuable than endless worry. Worrying about a problem rarely changes anything, but taking one small positive action immediately creates progress. Even if the solution is not perfect, moving forward teaches valuable lessons that standing still never can. Successful people believe that every small improvement matters. They break large problems into smaller tasks and solve them one step at a time. This prevents them from feeling overwhelmed and helps them maintain confidence throughout the process. Another quality that separates successful people is their willingness to remain calm under pressure. When difficulties appear, they avoid making emotional decisions. Instead, they pause, think carefully, gather information, and choose the smartest response. This habit protects them from making mistakes caused by fear or frustration. They understand that emotional reactions often create bigger problems, while thoughtful decisions create better outcomes. Successful people also surround themselves with positive influences. They spend time with people who encourage growth, share useful ideas, and inspire them to improve. They know that the people around them affect the way they think, the choices they make, and the results they achieve. By choosing positive environments, they strengthen their mindset every single day. Most importantly, successful people never allow temporary setbacks to become permanent defeats. They understand that challenges are part of every meaningful journey. Every obstacle they overcome increases their confidence and prepares them for greater opportunities in the future. They continue moving forward even when progress feels slow because they know that persistence always defeats discouragement. Every solution they discover becomes another reason to believe in themselves. Every challenge they overcome becomes another step toward success. By focusing on solutions instead of problems, they develop stronger character, clearer thinking, greater confidence, and a mindset that allows them to succeed where others choose to give up. The third thinking habit of successful people is taking complete responsibility for their lives. This habit is one of the greatest turning points on the journey to success because the moment you stop blaming others, you begin taking control of your future. Many people spend years believing their problems are caused by bad luck, difficult circumstances, a lack of opportunities, or the actions of other people. While these challenges may be real, Successful people understand that constantly blaming outside factors never improves their situation. Instead of focusing on what they cannot change, they focus on what they can control. They know they cannot rewrite the past, but they can decide what they will do today. They cannot control every event that happens in life, but they can control their attitude, effort, discipline, and response. This simple shift in thinking gives them confidence because they realize their future is shaped by their actions rather than their excuses. Successful people ask themselves powerful questions every day. Instead of saying, "Why is my life so difficult?" they ask, "What can I do today to improve my life?" Instead of saying, "Who is responsible for my problems?" they ask, "What responsibility should I accept?" These questions encourage action instead of frustration. They understand that responsibility is not a burden. It is a source of freedom because when you accept responsibility, you also gain the power to create change. Successful people never wait for perfect conditions before taking action. They know that there will always be obstacles, uncertainty, and fear. If they continue waiting for everything to become perfect, they may never begin. Instead, they start with whatever knowledge, skills, and resources they currently have. Every small step teaches them something valuable and prepares them for the next opportunity. They believe progress is always better than standing still. Another important habit is learning from every mistake instead of hiding from it. Successful people know that mistakes are not signs of weakness, they are opportunities to improve. Whenever something goes wrong, they honestly evaluate the situation without making excuses. They ask themselves what happened, why it happened, and what they can do differently next time. This process allows them to improve faster because every failure becomes a lesson instead of a reason to quit. They understand that people who never make mistakes usually never attempt anything challenging. Growth only happens when you are willing to leave your comfort zone and try something new. Successful people also recognize the importance of self-discipline. They know motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps them moving even on difficult days. They do not depend on emotions to decide whether they will work toward their goals. Instead, they create daily habits that keep them focused regardless of how they feel. They wake up with purpose, manage their time wisely, complete important tasks before unnecessary distractions, and remain committed to their long-term vision. This consistency allows them to achieve results that seem impossible to others. They also understand that every decision shapes their future. The books they read, the people they spend time with, the skills they develop, and the habits they practice all become part of the life they are creating. That is why they carefully choose actions that move them closer to their goals instead of further away. Successful people refuse to compare themselves with others because they understand that every journey is different. Instead of competing with everyone around them, they focus on becoming a better version of themselves every single day. Even a small improvement is considered a victory because they know that small improvements repeated consistently lead to extraordinary results over time. Most importantly, successful people believe that they are responsible for their own growth. They continue learning, adapting, improving, and taking action no matter how many setbacks they face. They know that life rewards those who remain committed even when progress feels slow. Every lesson they learn, every challenge they overcome, and every responsibility they accept builds stronger character, greater confidence, and a more successful future. They understand that success is not created by luck or perfect circumstances. It is created by ordinary people making extraordinary decisions every single day. When you stop making excuses, start accepting responsibility, and commit yourself to continuous improvement, you unlock the potential that has always existed within you. And that is exactly how successful people continue growing throughout their lives. The fourth and final thinking habit of successful people is that they never stop learning and they never allow failure to define who they are. They understand that success is not a destination where learning ends. It is a lifelong journey of growth, improvement, and continuous development. Many people believe that once they finish school or college, their education is complete. Successful people know that real education begins when they take responsibility for their own learning. Every book they read, every podcast they listen to, every conversation they have, every challenge they overcome, and every experience they gain becomes another opportunity to grow. They remain curious because they understand that knowledge is one of the few investments that always produces valuable returns. Money can be lost, businesses can fail, and circumstances can change overnight, but the knowledge and skills you develop stay with you forever. That is why successful people make learning a daily habit. They dedicate time every day to reading, studying, practicing, and improving themselves because they know that even small improvements create extraordinary results over time. Another powerful habit they develop is seeing failure as a lesson instead of an ending. Most people become afraid after making a mistake. They lose confidence, doubt their abilities, and stop trying because they believe failure means they are not capable of succeeding. Successful people think differently. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is one of the greatest teachers on the road to success. Every mistake provides valuable feedback. Every setback reveals something that can be improved. Instead of asking, "Why did I fail?" they ask, "What lesson can I learn from this experience?" This simple question transforms disappointment into growth. They know that every successful entrepreneur, athlete, scientist, inventor, and leader has experienced rejection, criticism, disappointment, and failure before achieving greatness. The difference is that they refused to quit. They learned, adjusted, improved, and continued moving forward with greater wisdom than before. Successful people also refuse to let fear control their decisions. Fear of failure prevents millions of people from chasing their dreams. They avoid taking risks because they worry about making mistakes or being judged by others. Successful people understand that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking action despite fear. They know confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes because of action. Every challenge they accept increases their experience. Every obstacle they overcome strengthens their belief in themselves. Another habit that separates successful people from the crowd is protecting their time. They understand that time is the most valuable resource they will ever have because it can never be replaced. Money lost today can be earned again, but an hour wasted is gone forever. That is why they spend their time wisely. They focus on meaningful work, healthy relationships, personal growth, learning, and actions that move them closer to their goals. They avoid unnecessary distractions that steal their attention and delay their progress. They also understand the importance of surrounding themselves with positive influences. The people they spend time with affect their thinking, habits, confidence, and decisions. They choose relationships that encourage growth, honesty, learning, and ambition. They know that success becomes easier when they are surrounded by people who inspire them to become better instead of holding them back. Most importantly, successful people believe that improvement is always possible. They never allow their current situation to decide their future. They understand that skills can be learned, confidence can be built, weaknesses can become strengths, and ordinary people can achieve extraordinary success through consistent effort. They compare themselves only with the person they were yesterday and focus on becoming a little better every single day. This mindset keeps them growing for the rest of their lives. Remember these 4 powerful thinking habits. Think long term instead of chasing temporary comfort. Focus on solutions instead of problems. Take complete responsibility for your life instead of making excuses. Never stop learning and always treat failure as a lesson instead of an ending. If you practice these habits every day, your decisions will become wiser, your confidence will become stronger, and your future will become brighter. Thank you for watching this video. If these lessons inspired you, make sure you apply them in your daily life because knowledge without action changes nothing. Believe in yourself, stay disciplined, keep learning, never give up, and remember that your future is created by the thoughts you choose today. Every great achievement begins with one decision to improve, and that decision can start right now.